So hello student, in this class we will talk about thick cylindrical pressure vessels. Actually we are going to start thick pressure vessels and in that thick cylindrical pressure vessels. Now what are the difference between thick and thin pressure vessels we have already discussed. Now when coming to thick pressure vessels, you should know there are three types of stresses. Number one, hoop or circumferential stress, which acts along the circumference. Number two is longitudinal stress, which acts along the length or along the longitudinal axis. And the number three is radial stress, which was not there in thin pressure vessels. Now, how to find out these stresses in thick cylindrical or thick spherical pressure vessels? For that, we have one theorem that is called Lam's theorem. And the derivation for this I won't cover. It's there in R.K. Bansal textbook. You can refer. Okay, please refer that derivation, how you will get that formulas. So I will write that directly. Circumferential, or the third name of this I will also write that tangential. Okay, tangential. So all these three names are applicable for hoop, circumferential and tangential stress. All are same. Okay, so the formula for circumferential or hoop stress is, according to the Lam's theorem, in thick cylindrical pressure vessels, it is A plus B by R square. Okay, what is R? I will explain now. And sigma R, that is radial stress. Okay, the radial stress is A minus B by R square, where A and B are constant and R is the radial distance or radius. Okay, so for that I will draw, to understand this I will draw a circuit cross section of the thick cylinder. So let's try to draw that. Okay, it's not perfect circle, but for now understand it. Yes, okay, so for this is the center, and I am assuming a small element here, and on this I will draw this radial and circumferential stress. So first of all, this is your inner radius, this is your outer radius. Okay, and R is varying from Ri to R inner. See, this is cylinder, hollow cylinder. Okay, so this is the thickness. This is the thickness of the cell. This is thickness of the cell. Okay, this is T, thickness of the cell, which is significant here actually. And now what is R? R is radius at anywhere between from Ri to R outer. So R can be Ri, R can be R outer, or R can be anything in between that. So for example I am assuming a small element, and on this element we will see what are the stresses. So let's take this radius is R for this element. Okay, now what are the, this sigma C will act like this. Okay, this is your circumferential stress, and radial stress will act along the radius, sorry, like this, sigma r along the radius. Okay, now let's take this cylinder is subjected to some inner fluid pressure, and that is I am assuming Pi. In the similar way, at outside everywhere you have some outer pressure, and that is P naught. It will be everywhere, okay? Everywhere. I'm not going to draw. So it is P outer. Now, when you calculate circumferential stress at outermost section, it will be sigma C outer. And if you calculate it here, this is sigma C outer. Here it will be sigma C inner. Sorry, not outer, inner. At inner radius. Okay, this is sigma C inner. Next, now what about radial stress? Okay, so at Ri, when R is equal to Ri, so now let's see, at R is equal to Ri, sigma Ri, okay, means sigma R, radial stress at inner radius is equal to, at inner surface the radial stress is A minus B by Ri square. In the similar way, at outer radius R is equal to R naught, sigma R naught is equal to A minus B by R naught square. Okay, so at R is equal to Ri, sigma means radial stress at inner surface is A minus B by, actually it is R square. So at inner radius your R will become Ri, and at outer radius R will become R outer. And now what is this sigma Ri? What is radial stress? It is nothing but Pi. Okay, and at outer radius radial stress is nothing but P outer, P naught. Okay, Po or P naught, which is your radial stress at outer surface. At inner surface radial stress is Pi. Next, by using this we can calculate A and B. Okay, so let me write once again, sigma Ri, that is, oh, actually it will be minus, sorry, I forgot to mention, because it is compressive, it is minus. Okay, see, it's compressive on the surface, it is compressive on the surface, so we have to use negative sign and it will be minus. So minus Pi, and that is equal to A minus B by Ri square. And at outer radius or outer surface the radial stress is minus P naught, and that is equal to A minus B by R square. So this is equation number 1, this is equation number 2. Now let's find out the A and B by using these equations. Okay, so solve this equation for A and B, to get A and B. So what we will do, this is 2, this is equation number 1, so 2 minus 1, 2 minus 1, do 2 minus 1. So when you do 2 minus 1, when you will subtract, this sign will become plus, here it will become minus, and this will become plus, because I am doing 2 minus 1, so it will become Pi minus P naught is equal to, A will get cancelled out, and B by Ri square minus, because it became plus, here also this Pi become plus, so this Pi is positive, minus P naught. Okay, so B by Ri square and minus B by R naught square. Now take B common. Once you take B common, it will be 1 by Ri square minus 1 upon R naught square. Okay, so from here you can also write like this: B Ri square, R naught square, and R naught square minus Ri square. Okay, so from here you get B, which is B is equal to Pi minus P outer P naught Ri square into R naught square divided by R naught square minus Ri square. Okay, so this is one constant. Now to get A, to find out A, what we will do, we will multiply equation number 2 into R naught square. We will multiply equation number 2 by R naught square, and we will multiply equation number 1 by Ri square, and we will subtract it. So once you do like this, the equation will become, see, P naught, I am multiplying equation number 2 by R naught square, so P naught minus P naught R naught square, and that equal to A by R naught square, A into R naught square minus B. So R naught square into R naught square will get cancelled out. In the similar way, multiply the equation number 1 by Ri square, so Pi Ri square, that equal to A into Ri square minus B. Now we have to, this is your equation number 2 multiplied by R naught square, we have to subtract, so it will become plus minus plus. Okay, so this become plus, so Pi Ri square minus P naught R naught square, and that equal to A, here this will get cancelled out, B will get cancelled out, A you can take common, and R naught square is positive and Ri square will be negative, so like this, and from here I get A is equal to Pi Ri square minus P naught R naught square divided by R naught square minus Ri square. So this is your A. Okay, so this, by this equation you can find out. Now you know both the constant A and B, and you can find out how we can get that R sigma c radial circumferential stress and radial stress. Next, we have talked about two stresses, which is sigma circumferential and circumferential stress and radial stress. Now you may ask, what about z longitudinal stress or stress in z direction? Okay, so I will call it sigma L. So please remember, sigma L, that is longitudinal stress in thick cylinder, is always equal to constant A, this constant A, and that's why longitudinal stress will be is equal to pi Ri square minus P naught R naught square divided by R naught square minus Ri square. So like this we can calculate all the three stresses. Okay, like this we can calculate all the three stresses. Now there can be so many variations. Like sometime pi can be 0, sometime p outer can be 0, and that type of variation will be there in the numerical problem. So in next class we will solve one problem based on this theory whatever we have covered.